Hi, my name is Katie Helliwell. I am the psychic expert. I've got over 20 years experience working with spirit, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'll be dropping content every single day to this channel. All you need to do is like and subscribe, and also just let me know if what I'm producing for you is actually what you really want to see, or if there's any other content that you've been thinking about and would like to know more insight on. There is nothing I can't explain and give you insight on, so it'll be a pleasure to hear from you. Also, please make sure you follow all my other channels as well, my Instagram, my TikTok, and my Facebook business page. If you go into the description on this video, can't get my words out, if you go into the description, you will be able to see the links there to my Facebook group, Talk Spirit to Me. I'm live in there 3 times a week, and it'd be a pleasure to have you. Anyway, enough from me. Enjoy the trainings. So we're going to go through the top 5 most common ways that people tend to go wrong with their connection, just to help you get some clarity and help you get the guidance so you don't have this problem and it all becomes a lot easier for you. So I'm going to go through the points now because we are a little bit short on time today, but you are going to love this. I think that sometimes when you come into this group and you haven't got loads and loads of things to watch that are hours long, it just makes life a little bit easier for you. So if you are struggling with your connection, let me know in the comments if you have. And if you are brand new to this and this is the first live stream you've ever watched in this group, say hello, let me know you are here. My name is Katie Helliwell. I am the psychic expert. I've got over 20 years working with spirit. I help people develop their spiritual connections, their abilities, and I also help people who are entrepreneurs bring in spiritual practices into their lives and business to really help them feel abundant and connected. So that is what I do. I have been, like I said, doing this a very, very long time, but publicly only 6 years. And this group is relatively new. I go live in this group 3 times a week, giving value. I also have a membership that you can jump into. It is $33 at the moment to go and get access. And it's very much about understanding how to connect to your spirit guides, a psychic beginners course. It's got accessing meditations. It's got all different types of meditations in there. We talk about all the different rare gifts that you may have. And if you were on last night's live, we did a live session on your star sign and what your star sign actually means in terms of your psychic gift. So if you haven't managed to watch that, go and watch it. It was on last night. It's amazing. And you'll learn so much about your own star sign and your spiritual connection. So as a result of that, I'll be dropping next week into the membership more information on star signs and how you can actually utilize your sign to help with your spiritual connection. So as you can gather, the group is all about connection, because when you are connected to your guides, oh my gosh, it's like no other feeling known. It's just incredible. You get so much insight, so much support, so much nurturing, so much guidance. It's just incredible, and it's available to every single one of you. However, some people do get confused with how to actually connect and get a little bit lost along the way, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So as I said, let me know if that has been you and if you have struggled in any way with your connection. And if you are watching on replay, please give me a hashtag replay and comment, so I know you've tuned in, I know you watched. And I appreciate a lot of you are in different time zones all over the world. So you tune in at different times. So it's nice to see that you've watched and what your thoughts are on this. Okay, so the top first reason that people get really disconnected and feel like the connection's not working for them, and I've got my notes here, by the way, is because they're confused on the best way to connect. So they try multiple different ways at random. Now, just rewind, because a lot of you are going to say, but Katie, you've told us on previous trainings that we need to be adventurous and try all the different ways and see what works for us. And that is 100% true. You do. You do need to try a few things to see what works. However, when you try and do everything all at once, you don't get the results. You can't get a clear image. You can't get a clear understanding of what is the best thing for you. So it's very similar to if you were trying to lose weight and trying to go to the gym. If you were going to the gym and doing maybe 10 minutes one day, one exercise, 5 minutes on another, then the next week you've decided to do a box fit class, then the week after that you're like, oh, maybe I'll try spin. You're never going to actually see the full results, because one of those exercises or a couple of them may target the problem area you've got. So they're the ones you need to focus on, those ones. I mean, it's all good, isn't it? All exercise is good for you. All spiritual connection is good for you. But when you find what you specifically need for you, it's so much easier. It's so much easier for you to make that correlation, that connection. And that's what we're about. That's what we're looking to find. So if you are confused now about the best way for you to connect, then you do need to watch the previous trainings in this group. And if you have membership access, get yourself in there and go through all of that content, because it will tell you which one is best for you, which way now. And what we have to understand with this is we have to give things time. So I'm not saying don't try multiple things, don't try different ways, but give them at least 2 weeks each, at least. So consistently for 2 weeks, try one area that you feel is the most aligned for you right now, and then keep on with that and see how it goes. And maybe if you've got a little diary, I'm so old school, I love journals and diaries. But if you've got a little diary, keep in your diary the notes on how you're getting on, because you won't understand whether you've actually grown, whether you've made any movements, whether you made the connection, if it's working for you. So it'd be great if you could have a look back and have a read about how you felt doing that connection. You don't have to write every single day, but just a couple of times. You know, week 1, I found this. Week 2, I found this with it. And pay attention to whether you're actually enjoying it. Is it lighting you up? Is it making you think, oh yeah, you know what, I could keep going with this. This is really good. Or is it making you feel like, oh, this is so hard. Oh, this is just not working. So these are the things how you know. And in with this chance now, then you can get to the point where you make a deeper connection. Because the reason people tend to try multiple things at one time is because they're too eager. They've got no patience. They're not willing to wait and see if something works for them. They're just like, no, I'll just do it all. And then the thing will be shown to me. Well, the thing will be shown to you, but you can't do it all constantly. You have to give yourself a chance to breathe. You have to give yourself a chance for it to work. And you have to give yourself a chance to understand whether it's aligning for you. So if you are trying multiple ways, I beg of you, stop. Go with what feels aligned to you right now and keep on with that for at least a week, and then going into 2 weeks. So that's the first thing. The second thing, you are unsure why Spirit are not necessarily answering how you asked. So there was a lady in psychic school that mentioned that she asked Spirit to actually send her 2 magpies for a yes and 3 magpies for a no. And then she didn't see any magpies. And she was like, well, if I've asked, why have I not seen them? But there's many things that contribute to this. First of all, you have to be connected to the sign that you are asking for. So if you are actually asking Spirit and putting them to the test, which I think you actually should, it's really good for you. Because once you hear back from them, then it's like, oh, I've heard back. But when you're asking them for something, it's got to be something aligned for you. So it has to be something like, for example, I love feathers. As I said to you yesterday, there's feathers all around this office, everywhere. I've even got, ready for this, feather pen, love it, like Shakespeare. So if I've got a connection to feathers, like I love them, I feel them. Every time I see them, my heart fills with joy. I saw a bunch of them the other morning. I took a video, actually, I'll post it somewhere. But I took a video of it, feathers everywhere on my walk. And I was like, oh, and they're not just normal feathers, they're shaped into like angels and wings and stuff. And I was like, oh, I love it. So the thing is, if you're asking for a sign from your guide, it needs to be something you are connected to, because everything takes energy. So if you've just picked a random thing like, show me a crumpet if this is the sign for me, if you're not connected to crumpets, I know it sounds really random, but just giving you the worst case scenario here. But if you're not connected to crumpets and you're not really bothered about crumpets, then it's going to be no energy attached to it. It's not going to be clear for Spirit to hold on to. So there's many different things, but it isn't that you're doing it wrong. It's just it has to be aligned for you. It has to be personalized. And this is the key takeaway from all the 5 points that I'm going to go through with you. Because if it's not personalized for you, then it's not going to be able to come through to you in the clearest way. And all I want for you, and all Spirit guides want for you, and all you want for you, is to have the most aligned connection that you possibly can. So think about when you're asking for something, are you connected to it? Does it mean something to you? The third one, you're not clear on your sign. So I've just told you mine. Mine's feathers. Mine's like, I love it, just white feathers, love them. feel so aligned. If I see a feather in a shop, I'm like, sign, love it. So anything like that, I'm obsessed. I've got them everywhere. They're all around my house, they're all around all the office, everywhere. So feathers are what I love. But if you're not clear on your sign and you're thinking, well, I don't know what mine is, I really want to connect with something, I really want to feel something that is aligned to me, but just have a think about what you're really drawn to. So when you think about spirituality, you think about signs and spirit as a whole communicating with you, what is it you actually think about? You know, do you associate spirit with wings or rainbows or numbers or songs, or, you know, it can be a crumpet if you're a crumpet lover, whatever it might be. So feel into what it actually means to you. And then when you identify and have a little bit of time understanding that, and ask spirit, what do you think the most connected sign is for me? What do you think it is? And then see what you're drawn to, but you will know it's your sign. You will know. It will just be literally shown to you like a beacon. And you'll either feel it or you'll hear it ringing in your ears, or depending on what gateway you've got open and what sense is activated, they'll make it known to you. The fourth one is you feel that you have no control over what's being sent and your spiritual experiences. Now, that is really hard when you feel like spirit are always in charge, that they just come to you whenever they want, that they just send you messages whenever they desire. And it's like, I have no control over these messages. I have no control over these experiences. I have no control over when they actually send them. And it's like, you have every control. You have every control of this, because you need to set the boundaries. You need to set the boundaries which you're comfortable with and you're happy receiving. So if you think your boundary setting every day, you know, in terms of how you want your day to go, what you will and won't eat, what you will cook in the house. You know, my mom goes through a phase where she won't cook like bacon or eggs. She won't fry them because she thinks the house smells. That's her boundary. We were never allowed to cook food like that in the house. So what is it that your boundaries are? You know, in your parenting, in your relationship, in your work, maybe in your driving, maybe your boundary is people will not cut in front of you. Maybe your boundary is, unless you've signaled, you're not getting let out, or, you know, whatever it might be. But you've got boundaries everywhere. So think about what those boundaries are and why you think they're not relatable to spirit. Like, what are your boundaries with spirit? My boundaries are they're not allowed to wake me up at 3 a.m. My boundaries are that they are only allowed to come through when I'm opened up and asking them to come through. My boundaries are that when I ask them for direct guidance on clients, the direct guidance comes through on the category I've asked. So what is it that you have? What is the boundaries you've set? And what is it you're comfortable with? Because if you're not aware of this and spirit just got free reign with it, then you're going to have real trouble connecting for specific clearing guidance because those boundaries aren't there. Number 5, are you ready for the last one, but no means least? And by the way, I hope you're enjoying all these. Let me know in the comments if it resonates. I'm going to check the comments in a minute. But the last one, number 5, is you are trying to humanize and rationalize spirit. This is the biggest one that most people do. So we try and work out what on earth they're on about, what on earth they're visiting us for, what on earth these signs might be. I mean, there was a lady in psychic school that had a banana sent to her and a banana and an apple, and she's like, what on earth am I supposed to do with this? Like, why have I got a banana and apple? So we try and humanize and rationalize spiritual messages all the time. But the truth is, if you don't understand the message, then send it back. If you ordered a meal in a restaurant, and I know I use a lot of analogies that are humanized, but I just want to try and get you to understand the context. You ordered a burger in a restaurant and you got given fish. You'd be like, sorry, I actually ordered the burger. Could you take the fish away, please? And you wouldn't go and start eating the fish and go, wow, they sent me the fish, so it's a sign I have to eat the fish. No, you ordered the burger, so you don't eat the fish. So you have to think about it in the same way. We try and rationalize. You wouldn't sit there in the restaurant and try and look for the hidden meaning behind the fish, would you? You would just say, I'm sorry, I think there's been a mix-up. That's not my order. Is it possible I could have my burger? So do that to spirit. Sometimes they send you these random things, but if it's not what you've asked for, rather than try and humanize it and rationalize it and work it out and spend all the day trying to work out Morse code, Send it back and ask for what you actually ordered. Ask for what you were guided on, what you want to know. Because they do tend to send you, my hair is random today, they do tend to send you messages through that they think is better for you or something clearer. But at the end of the day, if you're not ready to have that message in that moment and you want the other thing, hold your own, hold your energy and ask for what you actually wanted and hold that energy of it. God, I've tried to blow dry it myself the first time today. It's not gone well. I look like a Lego head at the bottom. Anyway, so we want to be able to normalize it in the sense of you have the control here with spirit. Yes, your guides know the bigger picture. Yes, your guides want to look after you. Yes, your guides want to nurture you. Of course they do. And they do a great job. We love them and we thank them every day for it. But sometimes you have to send things back. Sometimes if you don't get it, send it back. Say, I don't understand what this is, but I asked for this. Can I have more clarity? Or could you confirm? Don't be scared of it and don't be scared of asking for what is rightly yours. Okay, so there we go. Those are my 5 top tips that will help you with your connection. And I want to know from you if any of those make sense, what you think of them. And let's go into the comments. So remember, guys, you can learn so much more about this in the membership. So make sure you grab yourself a spot on there. Let's have a look. Oh, thank you, Amanda. And thank you, Ashley. Morning, morning, everyone. So just let me know if that makes sense. Grand risings, everyone. I love that. Okay, perfect. So you all understand what I will be back on Saturday at 11 o'clock for our next training. So if you would like to join me for that, that would be amazing. All of the trainings and links will be put to the top of the Facebook group. We are going to start, hang on, where's the date here? So all of the trainings will be put to the top of the group and you can link across and get access to any of them. They're all titled as well, just to make life easier for you. So I'll put reminders in for Saturday, but I don't think I've missed anyone's questions. No, I don't think I have. If you are watching on replay, let me know you've tuned in. And I love you all so very much. Thank you very much for tuning in. And I'll speak to you all very soon. Big kisses, big loves. Have a wonderful rest of your day wherever you are in the world. Mwah. Bye.